Chair now recognizes the gentleman from Georgia's 12th District for 5 minutes for questions.
Thank you, Chair Latta, for holding this important legislative hearing to discuss appliance and building policies. I thank Mr. Novak for being here today from the Department of Energy to testify. Last week we had a background hearing where I discussed my bill, Don't Mess with My Appliances Act, which implements necessary reforms to the Energy Policy Conservation Act, or EPCA, to prevent future administrations from issuing burdensome standards on household appliances that would drive up costs and reduce availability. Let's be clear. Folks back home want to know why the cost of replacing their air conditioning has increased more than 3 times in less than 5 years. And that includes appliances that don't work, and obviously my wife wants to keep her gas stove. So I'm glad that we're here to discuss the provisions in my bill. In my bill, the statutory look-back requiring the DOE to evaluate standards is repealed. Can you share the Department of Energy's thoughts on this provision?
As I mentioned earlier, Mr. Allen, I had a conversation with staff about look-back. And what staff relayed is that the 6-year look back it's just challenging. It's something challenging for staff to do. And that's not based on head count. It's just the exercise itself is a bit challenging. And the view was that, a more frequent look back thing just basically means, more challenges over a shorter period of time. This is an area where we would invite technical assistance. We'd love to work with this committee to figure out how we can address some of those challenges in performing look-backs if this bill should become law.
My bill also requires a payback period of 3 years. Can you share with the Department of Energy's view on that?
Payback periods are significant. As I mentioned earlier, the National Home Builders estimates, for example, a $31,000 increase to most home buyers. But a payback period of 90 years. While the National Association of Home Builders doesn't provide a working life of a home, they do provide working life of elements, and that is basically the working life of the elements of a home, the foundation, the walls, et cetera. So in terms of consumers being able to have a range of choice and for those choices to be informed, knowing the payback period and having a reasonable payback period is significant. To wait for a 90-year payback is not, you're not getting your money back in 90 years.
How is the department currently prioritizing consumer savings in the rulemaking process?
I'll have to take that question back to staff that handles the rulemaking in this area.
Can you share any other insights on how my bill will protect consumer choice and affordability for appliances?
Well, so the idea, at least as I understand the bill, sir, is that you would localize the assessment here. You would look at the utility of the appliance. Is the appliance doing what it's supposed to do? Is it actually yielding a significant energy savings? And instead of looking at something broad, social cost of carbon, that sort of thing, again, you would be having a localized inquiry about the efficiency of this particular appliance, measuring that against the utility of the appliance itself. I can share, my personal anecdote. We had 15 people under roof at Thanksgiving last year. We killed our dishwasher. We bought a new dishwasher. I went to the store. I bought the nicest dishwasher I could find with the best Consumer Reports rating. It doesn't dry the dishes, right? We dry we open it up, we leave it open for a day, or we towel down the dishes. This is something we think a sensible analysis of an appliance should take this into account, right? Is it doing what you asked? We have a clothes dryer where we routinely run 3 cycles because the moisture sensing thing, it doesn't give us anything other than wet laundry. So, typically we hang the laundry around the house. Again, this, a smarter analysis, I think, is going to pay a little bit more attention to the utility of the appliance to the consumer, and then making sure that if you're going to have some trades there in regard to energy efficiency, that again, that's a localized assessment. You want it to be a significant savings, and not to give up significant utility to yield marginal savings.
It sounds like we're going back to the old days. We're gonna all have the clotheslines in the backyard.
I've suggested as
Yeah.
much to my wife. I do most of the laundry and the cooking in our house, and I share your passion for, I cook over propane, and
Yeah, well, I grew up without air conditioning, so somehow I made it, yeah. Thank you, sir. I yield back.
Gentleman, yield